Hey everybody, Jay Shetty here. Out here just finished doing Lyft and Postmates for the day. Get ready to go to the gym and then head out to work. But I wanted to make this video because I wanted to touch a subject that has been on my mind and is actually important to me, and I have been thinking about it in an aspect of adapting the types of lifestyle that it entails, and using it to my benefit, and as well as ultimately being the benefit of others. And what I'm talking about exactly is having the monk mentality. I started listening to Dandapani, I believe I'm saying his name right. He's a monk that lives in a monastery in Hawaii for about 10 years. And then he left the monastery. And he's actually now a motivational speaker. He goes to events. And he's a business owner. And he teaches other people what he's learned while he was at the monastery. A lot of it has to do with focus and concentration. And that's something that I find sometimes can be difficult. But through meditation, I have been finding an easier way to do that and accomplish ways to concentrate on a task at a time. Me personally, my mind be all over the place. I'll have one thing that I'm working on, think about 3 different things, and then be ready to work on the other thing without even finishing the first thing that I'm doing at the time. And a lot of times that's counterproductive. You know, you're focused on a whole bunch of different things, but you can't even get one thing completed. And that's what I'll look at it as. So for me to stop doing that, I will literally put it to a point to make sure that I do focus on one thing at a time. Like, say, for example, if I'm doing any kind of graphics or anything like that, I will make sure that I focus on that until it's done before I go and look at who commented on my post, before I look at who is responding to something that I had a message or something like that. So I will make sure that I focus, and ultimately over time it'll help me perfect that mode of concentration, so that way I don't have an issue with doing that later on. And why I love the monk mentality is because they're so peaceful. You know, they really are peaceful beings. And I remember when I was staying at in Riverdale, I used to drive past this monastery all the time, and never really paid any attention to it. Didn't really register in my mind what it was, or people that was. All I knew that was monks that lived there. That's all I knew. But it didn't grab my attention to want to delve into what they were doing or anything like that until I started getting to more of law of attraction. And now that I am in law of attraction, I find myself finding things to get deeper and deeper into the study of law of attraction and the study of the mind ultimately. What's the guy's name I just you listen to? I can't remember exactly. But like just anything that'll help me evolve my mind, you know, and have me have a different mindset, to the point where ultimately I would love to move objects with my mind. You know what I mean? And we are all creators in our own way, and we all have the ability to do different things with just the way we think. So that's why I believe is the mind is, when they say it's a terrible thing to waste, it's like no bullshit. Like it can do so many wonders. It can create so many opportunities for yourself and for others that you just might not even realize it until it gets to that point. And you'll be like thinking like, well, I just thought about this, but I didn't think it was going to happen that fast. And it does, because you have put it into the universe, and it was able to come to fruition. It was able to come to reality from the way you was thinking about it, and it's in this physical form. And I love that. I love being able to do that. And I want to be able to continue to do that and to do more of it, and also motivate others to do the same thing. So when I look at monks and how they move and how they operate, they're very particular, but not to the point where it's judgmental. Not to the point where it's going to make you feel as if you don't equate to the to the world. You're worth nothing. It doesn't make you give you that mindset. It just gives you the aid that you need so that way you can do more with yourself, with your current state of being, so that way you can grow into this miraculous human being that you were meant to be. And that's ultimately what I want to do. And I know a lot of you guys want to do the same thing, because where we're at right now is not the end. It's not the end even after we've passed. Like, there is so much more that we can be and do for others, that we just have to be able to be open to tap into that mind frame, and to tap into those powers that we already have embedded in us. And you just might not know it yet until somebody else brings it to your attention, or until you start doing more research and start testing out your abilities and realizing that you are so much more than just the physical. You know what I mean? And another thing I love about monks is, because they're so peaceful, situations that we might look at as difficult or hard or challenging, they don't look at it as that way. It's a part of life. It's a part of who they are, and they don't look at it as it's gonna curse out the situation. I'm gonna give you guys know I work at UPS. I'll give you guys another example before I head in. And I I was working, of course, at UPS yesterday, which I do Monday through Friday. So I was doing that, and I got in there. Usually what I end up finding somebody that I've never really talked to, and not on purpose, but it just happens to be the fact that I'll just meet someone, and then we start talking, all right? So that's what ended up happening. So we just started talking to this one guy, and found out, of course, that he has a daughter, a young baby, who's actually just been born, and what he went to school for, those type of things, just from actually talking to somebody, right? So we could really pretty much clicked at that point. But then found out that, because I remember it was an altercation that happened between him and one of my supervisors, well, not my supervisor, one of a supervisor, and it was loud. It was over the top, you know what I mean? So, but he told me about it, and I didn't even ask him. Like, I usually don't even ask people for shit, but they just start talking to me about stuff. So he was just telling me, he was like, this had happened last week, and it blew out of proportion. But then when I was talking to the guy, like, he was just looking at me like, and keep in mind, he's going, like, yelling at him, telling him to do his fucking job, and he's cussing him out, all that stuff. But dude, just relax. Now, dude's not a monk, right? But he's a Marine. He's an ex-Marine. So when you think about that type of discipline, that's the type of discipline that I would like to continue to have, or to continue to develop. And thinking about not letting those situations affect me, which I have noticed in the past that I haven't had the situations affect, where people can talk to me a certain type of way or say something to me, but I won't let it affect my mood or my emotions or make me overreact. Whereas in the past, my anger would be the first thing that I will go to. And I've noticed that change in me, and realized that it is possible. And if I can do it, other people can do it. And it's all about having that mind frame of being open to try it out and wanting to make that change. We all can say, well, I've always been angry. I've always been this way, and it's never going to change. That already is telling me that you really aren't really trying to make a difference. You're not really trying to change your own perspective in life, so that way you can have a better outcome and a better view on what is going on in your life. And ultimately, you're bringing it upon yourself. To be honest, everything that you do, how you speak about yourself, how you speak about others around you, and how things become around you is things that you brought to yourself, right? And it's all about how you react to situations. And if you learn how to react better, then you have a better outcome. And that's what I absolutely love when it comes to everything that I've been studying. And I've also been studying Buddhism. I'm not trying to convert, but I'm finding different things of different aspects in life, different lifestyles in life that speak to me, and that I want to be able to adapt into my own life. And ultimately, I believe is bringing me into, and it also helped me learn more about myself, because there's a lot of things I didn't know about me, but I've been finding out more about it and realizing that this is really who I am and who I'm growing up to be, and it's only going to get better over the years. And that's something I'm absolutely excited to look forward to seeing who that person will be, because I look at my pictures now, even on Facebook, I don't recognize that motherfucker, to be honest. Like, I know what I was thinking back at that time and who I was, but it doesn't look like me. It doesn't feel like me. So when I look at me now, I'm like, I know who this is. I know who I've cultivated myself to become. So when I talk about this, is because if you guys are looking for something else to give yourself a better perspective on life, to attract more and better opportunities so that you can get out of a situation that you currently aren't happy in. Be patient for one, because where you're at is where you're supposed to be. I don't really want to be a UPS, to be honest. I'm ready to do the next step, but at the same time, I'm looking at it as I'm here for a reason. I'm here to whatever I'm here for. I need to go ahead and adapt and use it to my benefit and interact with people and get these types of the whatever the universe wants me to see, to be here to see it until the universe says, okay, you're ready. Here's an opportunity. Take it, and then you can move on to the next. Then you can go to the next level, right? So that's where I'm at right now. And I don't look at anything as it's not supposed to happen. Whatever it might be, we might look at it as bad or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's what is supposed to happen, and it's what we're supposed to experience. So take that with you. If you are looking into some type of monk mentality, I'm continuously finding stuff on YouTube and reading about it myself, finding new people. Like I just read about Jay Shetty. So there's a lot of different stuff out there that you can find out, and it's not the old concept of what we think about as monks, as far as they aren't even in the world or anything like that. No, they actually have internet, they have the Wi-Fi, they have businesses. You know what I mean? So it's a lot more than what we are used to. So I love it. Hopefully you guys could get an idea of where I'm coming from and might be interested in learning more about it. Don't have to actually become a monk. I'm not trying to become a monk or none, but I just love the mentality. So with that being said, I will let y'all go on that one. About to head out to the gym after I eat something, and then I'll catch y'all later. All right.